Hello and welcome to Missing, a short little visual novel developed by C2 Foes, available on itch.io. And apparently, your friend's gone missing, and you gotta find out what happened to them and see what it's all about. Also, by the way, it is a horror game. Just as a little disclaimer. But all right, I guess is this our friend? It's summertime. Today, my BFFCs. Okay. Hee. That's me. I go hee. What are you laughing at? Oh, I added your Polaroid to my notebook. What am I, Basil from Amori? Anyway, I don't look good in that photo though. No, look, it's like you're preserved in my notes forever. Isn't that cool? I guess. That's a nice thought. Right? I hope we can look back at this summer in the years to come and reminisce about over the good old days. I hope we stay friends forever. And that's when my friend got a deathlag. Your friend has been missing for over a week now. The local police weren't getting anywhere with their search. It's a small town and missing people cases like this are rare and far between. You guess that a lack of progress made in their investigations were due to the fact that they were ill-equipped to handle something like this. Or maybe they were just incompetent, just like in every story, where the cops are incompetent. Except when they aren't, it's only when the police are the main characters or when they're less competent, but it depends. Anyway, so you decide to take matters in your own hands. With this weirdly filtered, picture of a photo from Google Images, maybe. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't know. I'm just assuming. Anyway, you've had your suspicions. In fact, you've been suspicious of him for a while. It wasn't based on anything concrete. He's well-liked in the community and seems to be a normal guy. It was just an uncomfortable gut feeling. You gotta trust your gut. Your gut is only your gut is only wrong half the time, and therefore only right half the time. It depends if you're optimistic or not. And so you find yourself standing outside a small house on the outskirts of town. You look down into your notebook. Okay. National Private Detective. Wow. The plan was to enter his home under the guise of an official investigation. You would have to impersonate a detective, which might get you trouble if discovered. That's actually really illegal. You can't do that. But anyway, but if all goes well, you'll be able to collect the evidence you need to find out what happened to your friend. How old are we, by the way? It seems like they were young. Can we pretend to be a detective when we're not even an adult? I don't know. I don't know. This seems like the doodles of a young person to me. I don't know. Or maybe you were wrong. Maybe he's innocent, and you're just blowing things out of proportion all because of a gut feeling. You look back up at the house. It's a simple one-story building. It looks quite homely. What a weird way to describe a house, just a one-story building. A house can be 2 stories, I guess. Depends on the house. It can be more than 1 story, but I don't know. It's just, I would describe this more as like a cabin. You say it's a cabin, not like a 1-story building. I don't know. That's just weird to me. Anyway, there are plants in the trinkets decorating the patio, and the lawn is neatly kept. You feel a small pang of guilt for intruding on such a peaceful-looking home, but that feeling slowly morphs into a sensation of fear. There's a chill running down your spine as you approach the front door. You stand outside, shifting from one foot to the other. And I bump into the microphone. Don't worry about it. This is it. Should you continue? It's not too late to back out now. I guess this game is made in RPG Maker, because I can't save the game at the moment. Normally in a lot of visual novels, you could just exit and save. So normally what I would do. But alright, I'll pick the funny option, or whatever, the coward option. Yeah, let's leave. Yeah, who cares? He's not really, my friend, not really my friend, after a while, a lot of your friends in school, you kind of forget about them, so whatever. You bit your lips nervously. This was a bad idea. There's so many things that could go wrong. For all you know, he could be completely innocent. You'd be accusing him of a crime he didn't do and trespassing into his private property. On top of that, you definitely get into some legal trouble if you were found impersonating an authority figure. Head hanging low, you step back from the door. For a moment, your friend's smiling face flashes in your head. You take one last look at the house and then you leave. Bye. Ending 1. Coward. Yeah, whatever. Oh, actually, I've noticed. Actually, great game design to not have your selector, default on a choice. Because if the player would be spamming the button, they would actually press the thing they don't want to press. There you go. So this time, let's not be a coward and stop bumping into the microphone over and over again. Let us continue. You were nervous, yes, but you were also determined to seek out any clues that might help you find your friend. You quickly smoothed out the creases in your dress, make yourself look presentable. Oh, yeah, we're wearing a dress? I didn't know, we're wearing a pretty dress. With renewed resolve, you knock on the door. Knock, knock. Who's there? There's a small shuffling noise coming from within. One moment. You hear footsteps approaching, the door creaks open, and a friendly face steps in front to greet you. It is an anime character. You've seen him around town a few times, but his strikingly unusual appearance always seems to surprise you, as if he's designed to be a unique anime character or something. Can I help you? Says Crow. His sudden question knocks you out of your stupor. Oh, yes. You pull out a fake badge with a fake identity from your pocket. I'm Detective Quinn from the Border Springs Police Department. You're Crow, correct? Crow glances at your hastily made badge with no pupils, by the way. It's always called as pupils, right? Or is it iris? I always mix up the eyes. Like the name of the eye parts, parts of the eyes. Anyway. For a moment, you're worried he's caught on to you, but then he gives you an affirmative smile. Well, that's me. I'm just here to ask you a few questions in pertinence in an ongoing missing persons investigation. Do you mind if I come in? Perfect, just as you rehearsed. He eyes you for a moment. A missing persons investigation. You nod. Your palms were beginning to feel sweaty from all the nerves. Mom's spaghetti. He stares at you thoughtfully for a moment. Then he smiles again. Sure thing, detective. Come on in. Crow motions for you to enter, and you eagerly do so. As you step inside, he closes the door behind you. Okay. Not scary eyes at all. Don't worry about it. Before you can have any time for yourself to look around the place, you're quickly ushered towards the guest area. Sorry for my appearance, detective. I guess you look like to be honest, the first thing I think of is that you look like a train conductor for some reason, like a, old-timey, train conductor. All aboard! Anyway, sorry for my appearance, detective. I just gotten home from work, so I haven't got to change yet. He motions toward his outfit, the standard uniform issued to the crew members at the local train station. Oh, I was right, actually, I guess it's not that, surprising. It's the cap, It's mainly the cap that reminds me of that. Well, I brew up some tea for you. Do you have any preferences? No, anything is fine. Thanks, though. All right, I'll be back in a momentarily. Make yourself comfortable. You take a seat down at the table, eyes trailing after Crow as he leaves the room. This could be a good opportunity to look around. I don't know. Also, can I save the game, please? There's no saving. I don't know there's a button to save. Normally an RPG Maker game is not really like a visual novel, so I actually don't know what button it would be if I wanted to save the game, but... I don't know. I could just wait and do nothing. Or I could take the initiative. It could be dangerous, though, if he catches us. I guess we'll wait around. I guess we'll be patient. I'm not sure. Either way, this could lead to bad things happening. Well, you decide to play it safe and wait for a while reviewing old notes. You pull out your notebook and pen from inside your pockets and flip the pages. Ah, there he was. Crow. Question mark, question mark, question mark. You couldn't find much information on him. You weren't even able to find his last name. He has virtually no social media presence, nor any close friends who do. Crazy, he's not, he doesn't even have a Twitter account. How would such a person exist? No. He seems to be an easygoing type, but keeps to himself most of the time. You rub at your eyes in frustration. You spent the last week tailing him in secret, but that was the extent of what you found. He lives such a painfully normal and boring life that you almost felt bad for the guy. But despite all that, Your instincts were telling you that he was dangerous, and that's why you're here now. Your train of thought is broken as you hear the sound of running water going off in the kitchen. I don't know, let's just sit down. He's not gonna what is he gonna do? Put something in the tea? Don't worry about it. Unable to muster up the courage to leave your seat, you stay put in your spot, fingers nervously tapping the edge of the table. The whistling of the kettle goes off in the kitchen, and you can hear clatter of cups and utensils as Crow prepares the tea. After a few more minutes, he returns with a silver tray in hand. He gently sets down a piping hot cup in front of you. Sugar? I'll pass. He sits down across from you. He doesn't touch his tea. So, what did you come to me for? Ask him out. Sure. Are you serious? Yes. Buckets of sweat are dripping down your face. Crow seems a little uncomfortable at your sudden weird behavior. This is just a classic strategy of seduction. You see, this is all part of the game. It's all part of the strategy. I came today to ask. Crow raises an eyebrow. Ask you on a date? There's a long silence between the two of you. Get out of my house. I don't know, he says weird eyes. Yes, sir. It's not a dating sim. We were mistaken. If you were thinking this was a dating sim, it is not, as it turns out. Alright, let's try it again. I don't know. I don't know what I would want to do. I guess we'll snoop around. Okay, this time let's not wait around. Let's snoop around. Snoop around. Eager to take advantage of his absence, you quickly leave your seat and head towards the hallway. It's a surprisingly long hallway. The place definitely looks smaller from the outside. The lights are all off, save for a yellow glow coming from the last room in the hall. You nervously turn the doorknob of a said room and peek inside. It's a walk-in closet. Rows of clothing are neatly hung on the closet rod. Everything is meticulously arranged by color: blue, white, and black. You walk deeper into the wardrobe room, a little surprised that people actually have rooms of this size dedicated to clothing alone. And that's when you notice it. Inconspicuously, placed on a table full of gloves, a bloodstained pair lay out in the open. You shakily step closer to get a better look, reaching out to pick up the piece of evidence you needed. I came to grab a new pair of gloves, but I didn't expect you to have beat me to it. You nearly jump out of your skin at the sudden noise. Sheepishly, you turn to Crow, who is leaning against the doorway. Upon your repositioning, he notices the specific article of clothing you're trying to grab. Oh, that. It's just ketchup, don't worry about it. No. He smiles. I was field dressing a rabbit the other day. And don't worry, I've got a license. It was understandable. Many residents of Border Springs participated in hunting a wild game during this season, but despite that, you still felt chills going down your spine. Now, I am a little uncomfortable with a young lady such as yourself going through my clothes. How about we call it a day here? I do have some matters to attend to. You nod meekly, embarrassed that he caught you at such a bad time, and you're swiftly escorted out of his house. I said, I wanted to say house, but it was home, so I said home. No, you're escorted out of his home, ending to empty-handed. Oops. We didn't get nothing. We got nothing. Alright, so back here. This time, let's not ask him out on a date. He probably doesn't appreciate that. Let's just question him like a detective. You try to keep up your facade as a detective, asking him questions about his relationships, his personal life, his schedule, and alibi. Of course, you weren't able to pick up on any inconsistencies, and your line of questioning was inefficient and lacked substance. You need to have spiky hair and wear a blue suit if you want to catch him on the contradiction. This back and forth goes on for about a half an hour before you decide to finally cut your losses and leave. You rise from your seat, tucking away your notebook and pen back into your pocket. Will that be all, Detective Quinn? You sigh and give him a nod, making your way towards the front door. Crow trails behind you, seeing you out. There's a feeling of defeat from not having gotten anything worthwhile out of his whole encounter, but you thank him for his time anyway. Glad to have been of help, Detective. You give a half-hearted nod as you walk across his front yard, or front lawn, rather. If you ever need more assistance with that investigation of yours, do feel free to come by for tea again sometime. Petunia Flores. You stumble mid-step, You never told him your real name. You turn back to face him, but he's already gone. Ending 3. Playing detective. Oh, didn't solve anything though, because we're not really a detective. Okay, so this is the second chance to like snoop around again. I wonder if this changes anything. Let's see. Let's check out the house. Now that it sounded like he was preoccupied with whatever was going on in the kitchen, you decide to take this time to explore the rest of the house. You quietly leave your seat, scurrying over to the dark hallway. The lights are all off, so you had quite a bit of trouble navigating from room to room. One by one, down the hall, you peeked into each room. A restroom, a storage room, a bedroom, and finally a closet. You sigh, rubbing tiredly at your eyes. It was difficult to see anything in these conditions. As you're about to leave the closet, you slip briefly on a rug. Shoot! Ah! You quickly move to readjust the display's floor covering, but notice something peculiar as you do. Okay, so this is different. I was wondering if we just ended up over here again, but we notice a trap door hidden underneath. You know how fortunate, I guess. Maybe that's not the right word, but coincidentally, we moved the rug, hiding the trap door. You feel your heartbeat quicken. Cautiously, you lift up the heavy door and peer inside. Complete darkness. You take a step down. And then another. Until you reach the end. By now, your eyes have adjusted to the dim setting. There's a strange smell down here. You cover your mouth to mask the odor, but it permeates through the air regardless. And then you see it. Yes. A wall, strewn with pictures of them. Okay. I love you, I love you. Die, mine, and so adorable. Okay. Someone is simping. Your missing friend. Oh, is this what they look like? I didn't realize they had like little, what do you call them? I forget what you call it. I mean, twin tails, but when I think of twin tails, I think of like Hatsune Miku. It's like really long. Pigtails, right? Is that what they're called? Pigtails? Well, anyway. Red ink is scribbled all over every photograph. Proclamations of love towards them and threats of violence towards anyone else who dared interfere. Okay. You back up a little at the sight. You froze. That wasn't you. It came from behind. Now you've done it. I was going to let you go, Detective Quinn. Or should I say Petunia Flores? I thought that humoring you in your little game of detective might satisfy that troublesome sixth sense of yours, but I can't believe you managed to sniff this place out. You should have locked it, I guess. A shame, really a shame. Out of all the inconveniences in my way, you were still tolerable to some extent. He pulls out a needle. There's a murky substance inside. I do hope you don't take this personally. I was going to let you go. Really, promise. But the circumstances have changed. And well, I can't have you getting in the way of my love. Can't get in the way of love. Ending 5. Missing. Have you seen this girl? She's dead. Well, that's what we get for being curious, I guess. Alright, so I guess that's all the endings. So basically, our friend has been kidnapped by this, yandere. And most likely they're dead? Maybe? I assume the canonical ending as well is the last one, the ending 5, and we're also dead. So, it's kind of like, kind of a downer ending, to be honest. I guess it's a good ending for Crow. The villain wins, and that's kind of it. Yeah, I guess that's all there is to it. Yeah. Oh, not much else to say. The art is okay. I like the art, actually. At least, for the character. I mean, I only see one character, really. Well, I guess two. Our friend, we don't really see her, in the flesh, but we see photos of her, actually. I'm assuming her. And, yeah, and a bit of art from Crow. And that's kind of it. It feels like a prologue, really. I don't know if the developer is going to make, like, a longer game, or maybe it's really just, like, a small little thing they made for themselves. I don't know. It feels like a prologue for, like, a much longer story, I feel like, or something, but I'm not sure. I have no idea if that's actually the case. It just feels like that. But other than that, I guess the only thing I would say that I kind of don't like is the fact that there's no save system. Ironically, as far as I know anyway, there's like a continue button right here. But you can't actually continue because there's no save. You can't really save at any point because this is an RPG Maker game, right? I mean, normally you would use RenP, you know, for like, or, you know, RenP or any kind of like engine made specifically for visual novels instead. And that would, you know, let you save any time. Plus a skip button, you know, in the off chance that you can't save, you can at least skip like text that you've already seen. Not so much in this, so it's kind of rough, which I kind of don't like, you know? I mean, the game is not too long, but even then, I always say, you know, if your game has like multiple endings, or like, I mean, any game really, it doesn't matter if it has multiple endings. If it has a ending, always make sure you have a save system, you know, even if it's like super short. Because what happens is that, I mean, especially with a game with multiple endings, is that once a player gets an ending, they want to go back and get the other endings, right? I feel like that's what most players would do, especially if it's like super short, right? And yet, you don't have a save system. So it just kind of wastes the player's time, in my opinion anyway. That's one thing I would say. But other than that, it was kind of like a short little story. I mean, short little, like, I guess, just, I don't know, teaser? It feels like a teaser of like, of Crow, I guess. Crow, the crazy yandere that, we don't really see much of him, though. We kind of see his facade. We barely see, like, why he's so obsessed with, I guess, our friend, you know? So, I don't know. Kind of wish we'd see more of that. But, maybe it's not meant to be that kind of a story. But anyway, just a little twist at the end. So I guess it's kind of like a, you know, it feels like kind of obvious twist. You know, it's like, this guy who's totally innocent and totally not like a murderer, I'm just gonna go to his house and nothing bad will happen, right? You know, it's like, from the very beginning, you are suspicious. But anyway, I guess that was it for Missing. I guess if you're on YouTube, you didn't know, I stream these games live on Twitch, so check me out over there if you're interested. I also have other playthroughs and channels, so you can look for those if you want. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.